Now today's video, I'm going to call it slash review slash introduction and overview because I actually managed to give you some comparison, and I'm going to compare them with these ones. These are V12R and you have them in a regular blade version as well, but the ones that we are going to actually talk today are these ones. These are Valkyr B12. You have them in black and you have them in white. You have them in regular blade position and you have them in the reversed blade position. As you can see from the chassis that, well, VKO2 can support 3 on front, and since you can't see them from the front side, you would most likely use them in reverse mode, as well as on the side, and on top we have them in regular. Now what's it all about? Inside the box you get a fan, you get an extension cable, and you get 4 screws, 4 fan screws, regular, so not for radiator mounting, regular fan screws that go to the chassis. We're talking about B12. These are 120, 120, 25. Mounting hole spacing is 105, regular. We have fluid dynamic bearing. Rotational speed is from 800 to 2150 compared to V12, which are 700 to 1850. Then we have adjustable RGB, of course. Airflow is 81.68 CFM, while on the V12 is 75 CFM. Then we go to maximum noise level 30.5, while on V12 was 34 decibel. Of course, talking about maximum. Static pressure is 4.0 millimeters H2O, while on this one is 2.23 millimeters H2O. And meantime before failure is the same, 50,000 hours, 3-year warranty, and basically that sums it all up. The only difference when we're talking about the B12 fans is the airflow in regular and reverse mode. So regular is 81.68 CFM, while the reverse is 70.88, and maximum noise level is basically almost the same, 0.3 decibel difference, and static pressure for the reverse blade is 3.08 millimeters H2O. So when you take everything into consideration, we get quieter fans than the past generation, and they look quite nice, I do have to admit. Compared to the V12, which were also quite nice, I do have to say that these one look, well, let's say, more cleaner. Let's put it this way. But all in all, what I did is, and of course, as you noticed, I still have the Surge SL125 inside the chassis. I did a comparison because the only fan that is the same as in that benchmark is the one at the rear, the 140 exhaust V14. And all others are completely changed, swapped. So what we have right here is 3 reverse blades on the front, 3 reverse blades on the side, and 3 regular on top. As you know, for air cooling it would be much better if there's only one, but since we have 6 intake and 4 exhaust, where one is 140, that won't bother the air cooler that much. So first, let's hear the sound and comparison, because I have my microphone directed directly to the chassis. 4 modes, 25, 50, 75 and 100%, and the 100% is also tested, but I don't think we will have exact measurement. Well, I don't have the measurement because of potential echo, but the exact sound noise in terms of with the tempered glass on the side. So let's hear that out and see the comparison of those. You can most likely notice that the new ones are a bit quieter. I mean, 4 decibels on this high note we might be able to hear, but depending on the microphone and how it catches the sound and everything all together, I really try to give you the most accurate possibility to grab that. So the distance of the microphone from the tempered glass or the opening part of the case was 15 centimeters. So in those terms, I think you should be able to get some approximate noise level and everything, how it sounds. But the cool thing is when we go to the benchmarks. So if you remember the Surge SL125 with the V12 fans, we had this type of score, 86 degrees in AIDA64, and the clock speed was 4775. If we go with B12 fans, we get 88 degrees, but we get a higher clock speed as well, so 4800 megahertz. Now, honestly, here it's not, it's difference, of course, in thermals, as you presumed, but you have a higher clock speed, and this shows in the next benchmark as well. So in Cinebench, V12 fans, 83.9 thermals on the processor, while here we have 83.8. The clock speed was 4923 with V12 fans, but with B12 fans we had 4928. And finally, with Cinebench score average of 10 runs, V12 we had 26,313, while with this one we had 26,341. I know these benchmarks, these scores, and when you go thermals, clock speed, and actual score at the end, you don't get too much of a difference in terms of, like, you're not going to get a boost of score like 1000 points. You're not going to get thermals lower by 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees. You're going to see a minor difference, but with less noise. And it's not that high when we take everything into consideration. But the best advantage of these fans compared to the V12 fans is that they have that proprietary cable that is daisy chainable immediately from the fan. So you don't have to push out 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, well, basically 12, and on top we have 18 cables at the back, and then reroute them and then daisy chain them. This way you daisy chain immediately the PWM and addressable RGB, and when you connect 3 fans on the top, 3 fans on the side, and 3 fans on the front, you actually get 3 cables running out. And those 3 cables split into 6 because you do need to separate addressable RGB from PWM. But it's much easier to connect, and that is outstanding. Now, when we take everything into consideration, okay, you get a bit lower thermals. For some of you, insignificant. You get higher clock speed, again, for some of you, insignificant, and a bit higher Cinebench score. But in general, you get lower decibel range for 4 decibels, as what they stated on the boxes. I can't measure it properly because, as I stated in some other videos regarding fans in general, I do need to have a room that is echo proof and that is specifically dedicated at 15 decibels, so you could actually measure the proper fan noise. In that sense, that is a room that I don't have, unfortunately. But in general, hope this kind of gave you an idea about the new Valkyr fans, and they are placed on the Surge SL125, as I did mention, but I didn't point out specifically because today is the release day. So all in all, good. We're going forward a bit, and that's good, and I'm liking where this story is heading, without a doubt. As I stated, it's not marginal difference, it's not something extreme, but they are going forward with the everything that I mentioned. So guys, that's it for today. In the description you'll find the link for the B12 fans, reverse and regular, and of course black and white, so you can pair it up with your VK02 in any sense that you desire, black or white. It's all up to you to decide. And finally, if you have something to discuss, leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you quite shortly in a new one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.